Welcome back inside the SCSN studios on the campus of Lawrence Technological University for a regional episode of the one and only high school girls hoops show in the Mitten, State Champs W's Hangtime, Michigan. My name is Elizabeth Coon, and joining me each and every week is Lexi Ayala.
Hangtime is powered by Lawrence Technological University. If you have the dream of playing college ball, Lawrence Tech has athletic and academic scholarships right now. You can recruit yourself by going to ltuathletics.com and clicking on the Recruit Yourself link.
Each week we will interview a different coach from around the state, sponsored by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. And this week we had a conversation with Detroit Edison's head coach Monique Brown after their game in the regional semis.
For my hot topic this week, I want to talk about some of the top players in the state that will make an immediate impact at the next level. But now, let's get into some playoffs.
On Friday night, a Division I district final as West Bloomfield hosted Marion. The Lakers would spread the scoring around to everybody to get the 46-35 win. Maya Hooper would drop 15 to lead West Bloomfield. The Lakers beat Mercy Tuesday night 72-42 and now face Grosse Pointe North in the regional finals.
I've said it week after week, Liz. We've talked about it. The team basketball culture is what makes winning the norm for West Bloomfield. The Lakers are patient in their half-court offense, and they make opponents play at their pace on both ends with a trap-style defense that froze up both Marion and Grosse Pointe North's offense. As of February 22nd, Maya Hooper committed to University of Detroit Mercy, and she's hoping to bring West Bloomfield their first state title in school history.
Another district final from in Division I saw the host Flushing take on Flint Carmen Amesworth in a rematch from last year's district final. That saw Flushing win 46-28. But it would be the Lady Cavs avenging that loss and hoisting the hardware with a 30-17 win. They were led by Dee Dee Smith, putting up 10 points. Carmen Amesworth fell to Grand Blake in the semifinals, bringing their season to an end.
Flushing had a little bit of momentum in this game with a sweet sequence where point guard Demaya Hartwick crosses a Carmen defender right out of her shoes, dishes the dime to center Sarah Rhombus for the and one. The issue is, however, Flushing's offense completely thrives off of Rhombus, so as long as teams can scout and come up with a defensive game plan, they win. And Carmen did a great job of that, limiting Flushing to just 17 points. Cavs coach Tanya Edwards said defense is the cornerstone of their game. And even though their season is over after the loss to GB, this was just Coach Edwards' second season with Carmen, improving last year's record of 6-7 to an 18-5 record this year, so they're on the come up.
We go to a Division II regional semifinal at Muskegon Orchard View High School as Grand Rapids West Catholic took on Grand Rapids Christian. Recently named a Miss Basketball finalist, Abby Kimball from West Catholic led all scorers with 28 points as the Falcons are moving on to the regional final with a 55-43 victory. They will face off with Newaygo for a chance to get to the Breslin.
Grand Rapids Christian just couldn't keep up with the Miss Basketball finalist and MSU commit, Abby Kimball. Kimball rocks the defense to sleep with her smooth ball handling, and she slices through the help defense to finish at the rim. This 12-point dub was West Catholic's smallest margin of victory all season long. They've been blowing out teams by 40 points to 70 points the entire season. They only have one loss this year, by 4 to Rockford. So I'm excited for the Falcons to continue this postseason run and see what they do when they run into a team with as much talent as they have.
On the opposite end of the bracket, we had Westfield Prep taking on D2 favorite Detroit Edison and another Miss Basketball finalist, Ruby Whitehorn. Whitehorn would lead everyone with 35 points as Edison gets a big win, 85-43, setting up a regional final against Romulus.
Liz, I tell you what, watching Detroit Edison's Clemson commit Ruby Whitehorn in person is a game changer. I was filming the game and she made me want to grab some popcorn, get in the stands, and become a fan. The community really shows out for Detroit Edison, and other high school communities could learn from them. There was so much support and love surrounding the Pioneers. No wonder it looks like Ruby is having a blast out there playing the game she loves, because she is. And the game just looks too easy for her. The rate at which she scores anytime the ball touches her hands is insane. She was faster than everybody, stronger than everybody, could jump higher than everybody, and she was having the most fun out of everybody, telling Westfield Prep players, "Nobody can guard me." And she was right.
Hangtime is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. We need officials. More and more are retiring each year. It's a great way to make some good part-time money and to be sure the game of basketball continues to thrive in the state. Go to MHSAA.com for details. The Michigan Army National Guard is the official military outlet of the MHSAA. This show is also sponsored by the professionals with the Detroit Medical Center's Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine team. Check out this week's Game Changers.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramus from DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, and today on Game Changers, we're going to show you why the strongest athletes aren't always the best athletes. Great athletes know how to pulse their muscles. When we're in the gym strength testing athletes, the greatest athletes aren't always the strongest athletes. For example, in the NFL, the players who win the bench press competition, they aren't always the superstars on the field. Great athletes are great muscle pulsers. What does this mean? Well, first of all, any movement must start with the core being strong and stiff. And then immediately, whether it's the arms moving or the legs moving, they're going to move powerfully, but they're going to do so like a hammer. So you've got a stiff, rock-solid core and your arms moving or your legs moving quickly and powerfully. For this to happen, the arms can't stay contracted or the legs can't stay contracted. If they did, the muscle can't move and stretch. So it's this timing of contracting hard and then releasing as you're sprinting down the field or the court. And it all starts with a stiff core and the timing of those two between the core, your arms, and your legs. I'm here with Matt from Brother Rice High School, and Matt's going to demonstrate a punch. I think the punch is a great way to show how the pulse works effectively in sport. Let's start out. He's not going to stiffen his core because that's one of those important parts of the pulse. Look what happens if you don't stiffen the core. He's still got strength and bends the pad, but you can see it's not that power, that speed. Now we're going to demonstrate the pulse by initiating the punch with his core. Look how powerful this is. Now incorporate that pulse into a traditional exercise like the mountain climber push-up. Looks like this. Get into your push-up position. Core is stiff. As you drop into your push-up, stiffen your core, come up and drive that knee towards your chest. Then go back and repeat on the opposite side. Stiffen, boom, and come back. The pulse is happening right now. As you come up, your core stiffens out of that push-up, knee pops up. So you got a rock-solid core, stone-solid core with a hip moving quick. So incorporate the pulse into all of your strength training exercises. And for more information on training, contact the team at DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers. For more than 25 years, the greatest honor a Michigan high school student athlete can earn, the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's High School Athlete of the Year. You're one of the tops in your sport. Prioritize education and giving back, like Cassius Winston, Megan Bobian, Rakia Jackson, and Aiden Hutchinson did. 6 male and 6 female nominees earn $1,000 of scholarship money, with $5,000 each to be awarded at an amazing red carpet gala in downtown Detroit in June. The registration deadline now extended through March 25th. But know this, you cannot be nominated if you don't apply. Download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com.
Attention, Grand Rapids. Starting right now, River City strikes gold.
And a hammer for Trayvon Duval.
Gold is dug up from the shadows. Gold is worked and refined. It's a process. And when you finally see it, nothing shines quite like gold.
We also invite you to listen to the Hangtime Companion audio podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We are thrilled to be partners once again with the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan, and BCAM would like to celebrate our great game by promoting the new one-team program. The coaches want to set an example all season long by showing signs of unity at games and other events. I had a conversation with Coach Monique Brown after they just beat Westfield Prep.
Coach,
I think that was supposed to be a tough game. Regionals is supposed to be tough. You blew them out. I mean, how do you credit that type of a win?
Well, I think my girls just responded. You know, we had a couple of tough losses early in the year. They just responded. They responded to practice. They responded to the challenge. They knew it was a lot of hype up about the game, and I was glad to see that.
Is there any adversity this team and you have gone through together this season? Because from the outside looking in, it just seems like Goliath.
Well, definitely. We went through a stretch where we would play one game and then off for 14 days because someone has COVID. Then we'll play another game and off for 7 days, then another game and off for 10. So that just made us stagnant the whole beginning of the year. Last week, the week before, we played 6 games in like 10 days, and you can start seeing the rhythm. And I said I'd rather have it at the end than in the beginning anytime.
Coach Ruby Whitehorn, 35 points today. She's the only Michigan player to make the McDonald's All-American team. Dare I say your guys' 4th Miss Basketball straight. What do you have to say about how incredible she is?
I'm just, we don't know anything about Miss Basketball yet, but that was a demonstration of who she is. She changes the game in any level that we need. She is definitely our leader, and we'll see.
Coach, I talked to Ruby and I talked to Dee Dee, and they both said that the respect that you demand, the love everyone has for you is just different from a coach. How does that make you feel? I mean, I know as a coach, that's what you try to do is connect with these players. Oh,
absolutely. I always tell their parents, when you give them to me, I'm mom, and some things that we go through you won't even know. So I think, the love that I give them and the tough love that I give them as well, I think they respect me for that because they see the results.
Coach, you're also part of the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan's Unity One Team program. What do you have to say about some ways that you try to bring unity and bring the community and team together?
We always do different type of community service projects, work with the youth a lot, work with the homeless. I think we could just spread the wealth throughout the whole state.
Coach, last thing for you. What's next? Is it one game at a time, or are you ready for that next chip, that next state title?
Absolutely, one game at a time. We always keep the end in mind, how we want to feel at the end of the game. And we get to play one more day.
Congrats on the win, Coach. It was a good one.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
To hear the interview with Coach in its entirety, you'll have to check out the State Champs W Hangtime Companion podcast wherever you get your podcast. All right, Lexi, let's hear about what you want to talk about this week.
Hot topic time. Okay. So first of all, we've talked about Ruby Whitehorn so much that I'm just going to give her just a quick little nugget here. Of course, she is going to make an immediate impact with Clemson. She is the only Michigan player to make the McDonald's All-American team, so I think she's going to do some great things with the Tigers. 2 other players that I think are going to make an immediate impact is with the Michigan State program. We have 2 Miss Basketball finalists, Taryn Halleck from Forest Hills Central and Abby Kimball from Grand Rapids West Catholic. Michigan State doesn't have too many guards this year. They're graduating the prolific scorer, one of the greatest players in MSU history, Nia Clouden. So they're going to need to fill her spot. Dee Dee Hagman from Detroit Edison, she was last year's Miss Basketball. She's already making an impact with Michigan State herself, making the all-freshman team. So I think Abby and Taryn could both do some really good things there. And I also just want to give a shout out to D2 basketball, D3 basketball, NAIA basketball. D1 is not always the best, Liz. So we have Lauren Solom from Heartland. She's going to SVSU, and I think she's going to do some great things with the Cardinal program, making an immediate impact as well.
If you have anything else to add, feel free to comment on our State Champs W social media pages or send us an email by using the contact page at statechampsnetwork.com. We are starting to wrap up the season. Only 4 more games left, and we've got some regional finals taking place. Lexi, which ones are you looking forward to seeing most?
All of them. Okay, just kidding. A lot of the Division I matchups look really good. On the west side, a pair of 21-2 teams square off. Rockford's only 2 losses came against Hudsonville. They're looking to get revenge. That game is at Byron Center. In Fenton, these 2 teams will meet for the first time this year. Clarkston from a tough OAA red comes in at 17-6. They'll play Heartland with only one loss to Howell in early January. And finally in Dearborn, a pair of 19-4 squads match up as Riverview and Divine Child meet up. Divine Child won the first game of the year over Riverview 67-59. Let's see if the Pirates can even things up.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week, but don't forget to follow us on your favorite social media platform. We're everywhere, and you don't want to miss even one playoff highlight. Thanks so much for watching. For Lexi, I'm Elizabeth, and we'll see you next time on State Champs W's Hangtime, Michigan. State Champs W's Hangtime, Michigan is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers 24 varsity sports from men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit l2athletics.com and recruit yourself. Hangtime is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Do you have a sports injury, or are you looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Athlete of the Year Award. Applications being accepted now for the male and female high school athletes of the year. Check out previous winners and download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. Goodman Acker. Clients contact Goodman Acker during one of the most difficult periods of their life. Experienced, ethical, and work hard for you. Call 1-800-TRUSTED. And the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. BCAM has launched the One Team campaign, celebrating the great game by promoting unity among teams, coaches, and communities. Find out more at bcam.org.